Can you believe what just happened? Meghan Markle just dropped what she called her heartwarming holiday special on Netflix, and oh my God, within hours, the internet tore it apart piece by piece. What was meant to be her big festive comeback has instead turned into a global humiliation. It's being called the most embarrassing exposure of her fake, carefully crafted image yet. The evidence is brutal. The reviews? Beyond savage. And according to insiders, this isn't just another PR flop, this could be the final nail in the coffin of her so-called entertainment career. Because here's the bombshell that everyone's talking about. Eagle-eyed viewers spotted something Meghan clearly hoped nobody would ever notice. Her beloved beagle, Guy the dog she tearfully told the world had died back in January, was spotted alive and well, walking through her kitchen in multiple scenes. Yes, the dog that's supposed to be dead, padding around on camera like nothing happened. That tiny detail ripped the whole illusion apart. Suddenly, everyone realized the new holiday special wasn't new at all. It's old footage dressed up with a few Christmas decorations. Netflix literally recycled content filmed almost a year ago and slapped on a bow. One Netflix insider didn't even hide the truth. They allegedly said this was the closing credits of Meghan's career. Another called it a farewell disguised as a festive treat. In other words, this was never a holiday comeback, it was a burial with tinsel. The reception has been catastrophic. Critics are ripping it to shreds. One outlet called it mad, sad, and self-indulgent. Another said they felt offended and harmed by watching it. Someone else literally admitted to saying a prayer before pressing play, asking for the strength to survive 56 minutes of Meghan pretending to be relatable. Multiple publications gave it 0 stars. 0. One reviewer said they only gave it 1 star, out of gratitude that it ended. And here's where it gets even more humiliating. Netflix, the same streaming giant that handed Meghan and Harry a $100 million deal, couldn't even be bothered to promote it. Viewers said they had to manually search for the show because it wasn't featured anywhere. Not on the homepage, not in trending, not even under the holiday section. Netflix just buried it. Meanwhile, Kim Kardashian dropped her own holiday content the same day. Coincidence? Hardly. When even reality TV queens time their releases to overshadow you, it's a clear sign your star has fallen off the map. And this isn't just a bad review cycle. People are calling it an extinction-level event for Meghan's entertainment career. Everything she built after walking out on the royal family is now crumbling. The show that was supposed to cement her as the queen of lifestyle branding has exposed her as a queen of fakery. And get this, every single frame of that special was filmed in a house that isn't even hers. The woman who preaches about authenticity, meaningful traditions, and home and hearth has been cooking in someone else's kitchen this entire time. It's a rental. A borrowed $8 million farmhouse owned by her Montecito neighbors, local philanthropists who apparently had no issue renting it out for her vanity project. Every perfect countertop, every luxury pot, every carefully placed ingredient, it all belongs to someone else. So, while Meghan smiles for the cameras, pretending to whip up family recipes, she's standing in a stranger's home pretending it's her own, the ultimate illusion. When asked why she filmed there, she said she wanted to protect her safe haven with Harry for their children, that having an 80-person crew trample through their house would ruin family moments. But come on. Her entire brand is supposed to be about inviting viewers into her real life, showing her authentic home and her real family. You can't claim to be genuine while literally filming in a fake kitchen. Critics called it out immediately. They said it felt completely manufactured from start to finish, aspirational fantasy wrapped in avocado toast aesthetics. The house sits on 5 acres, surrounded by lemon and avocado groves, with 4 bedrooms and a kitchen that looks like something out of an Architectural Digest fever dream. Caesar stone countertops, $75 walnut cutting boards, designer pots that cost more than most people's rent. Relatable? Not even close. Industry insiders said it best. Lifestyle programming only works when audiences believe in the host. Martha Stewart's empire thrived because she lived the life she showed. Meghan has done the opposite. She's performing it. Everything about this holiday special was hollow, staged, and painfully fake. And once viewers noticed, they started pulling at every thread, and what unraveled next was even uglier. Because while Meghan spent 56 minutes preaching about family traditions, her own father, Thomas Markle, was lying in intensive care overseas, fighting for his life. He spent years begging her to call him, to let him meet his grandchildren. Archie and Lilibet have never met their grandfather, not once. The man who paid for her schooling? who helped her get into acting, completely erased. And now, while he's in the hospital after emergency surgery, Meghan is out here talking about the importance of love and family. The timing is gut-wrenching. Her brother, Thomas Jr., even issued a public plea. He begged Meghan to reach out to show even a shred of the compassion she constantly preaches about. But she stayed silent. The same week she released her special about family values, her real family begged for mercy and she ignored them. The hypocrisy is staggering. The disconnect isn't just tone-deaf, it's cruel. She decorates trees and writes loving Advent messages for her kids, while her father just wishes for a photo of his grandkids before he dies. Even King Charles, who walked her down the aisle when her dad couldn't, has reportedly only seen Archie and Lilibet a few times since they moved to California. She's built a brand around family, but the only family she seems to care about is the one she can monetize. And then comes the moment everyone was waiting for. Prince Harry finally appears. He's barely there for 5 minutes at the end. And oh, it's awkward. He walks in, stiff and uncomfortable, looking more like a man doing a favor than a husband enjoying Christmas with his wife. Meghan turns to him and thanks him for coming. Yes, she thanks her husband for coming to his own house. Except it's not his house, which makes it even weirder. The whole vibe is off, cold, formal, rehearsed. Harry barely says anything. Meghan mothers him like a child, fussing over him and explaining that her mom makes him fish-free gumbo because he doesn't like it. At one point, she tells him he'll need a towel because spicy food makes him sweat. It's so patronizing, it's painful. He looks tired, subdued, like a man who knows the cameras are rolling but wishes they weren't. And then, another ghost appears. Guy, the dog Meghan claimed had passed away, walks through the frame. The dead dog is alive and wagging his tail, padding around the kitchen like a living continuity error. It's the smoking gun, proving this entire special is old, recycled footage. Netflix didn't even bother to hide it. Some industry insiders believe they left it in on purpose as a subtle way of showing the world that no new content has been filmed for Meghan Markle. That her Netflix chapter is already over, and the fallout has been merciless. Reviews have called it unwatchable. The Telegraph described it as unfathomable. They mocked her for explaining painfully obvious things like saying an advent calendar has a surprise every day until Christmas, or telling viewers, once a year, you get to do the tree thing. It's so condescending, it feels like parody. The Daily Mail gave it 0 stars, accusing Meghan of syrupy hypocrisy and a total lack of self-awareness. They said she'd be far more likable if she could just laugh at herself instead of demanding viewers treat her every craft project as gospel. British Vogue tried to be kind, but even they admitted it felt exhausting, polished to death, and utterly joyless. Every frame screams control, not warmth. Then there's the guest list. Supposedly close friends, but really just awkward cameos from people who look like they were dragged there for PR. Tennis star Naomi Osaka appears and it's pure cringe. Meghan introduces her as a new friend, which immediately raises the question, why would a new friend be at your intimate holiday celebration? Osaka sits there politely while Meghan serves her a platter of raw vegetables shaped like a wreath. Yes, broccoli on a plate. Osaka looks like she's silently begging to leave. Then Meghan mispronounces her daughter's name on camera. You could feel the secondhand embarrassment through the screen. Every guest interaction is the same. Forced smiles, overdone compliments, fake laughter. Even Meghan's longtime friends in matching pajamas look like they're performing admiration rather than feeling it. One critic nailed it. There's a certain kind of fake friendship that only exists on camera, and Meghan just filmed an entire special of it. And let's talk about the desperate royal connection. Of all the rich traditions she could have brought from her time in the royal family, Meghan chose Christmas crackers. That's it, the one British thing she clung to. And she acts like she's introducing her guests to some ancient sacred secret. She actually demonstrates how to pull a cracker, crossing arms and explaining that there's a little surprise inside, as if her guests are toddlers. Think about it, she walked away from the Queen, from Sandringham, from generations of royal Christmas traditions, and now she's in a rented kitchen teaching Naomi Osaka how to pop a paper tube. It's almost poetic in how tragic it is. The woman who could have been part of one of the world's most elegant family celebrations traded it all for craft store crackers in Montecito. Meanwhile, the royal family carried on with real grace. King Charles hosted a state visit, Kate released her Christmas concert letter, and the palace glowed with tradition while Meghan was left talking to a camera about tree ornaments. And Netflix's behavior says everything. They didn't promote it, they didn't push it, they buried it so deep you'd think they were ashamed of it. Sources inside Netflix have already spilled that the executives are calling this the closing credits of Meghan's career. They know the $100 million experiment failed. Her first show didn't even crack the top 300 on Netflix's engagement list. It barely hit 5 million views compared to real hits getting over 100 million. That's why their deal got downgraded. No more upfront millions. Now she has to pitch ideas like every other hopeful creator, and Netflix can just say no. The power shift is brutal. She went from being courted royalty to being another name in the queue. So, where does she go from here? Some say she'll lean on her lifestyle brand, pushing overpriced jam and sparkling wine. But let's be honest, who's buying jam from someone who doesn't speak to her own father? Who's taking holiday inspiration from a woman who spends Christmas in a stranger's house pretending it's her own? The holiday special was supposed to be her grand re-entry, a reminder that Meghan Markle could still captivate the world. Instead, it exposed everything she's been hiding: the fake kitchen, the dead dog, the staged friendships, the ghost of a marriage that looks more like a business partnership. Netflix didn't even need to say it out loud. Their silence, their lack of promotion, their algorithmic burial, it's their final verdict. They've moved on. The audience has moved on. And all that's left is a tinsel-covered illusion collapsing in real time. The once glittering duchess who left the palace to find freedom now finds herself standing alone in a rented kitchen surrounded by props, pretending to celebrate traditions that don't even belong to her. The career she built on image and influence has cracked under its own perfection. And as that ghostly beagle walks across her fake kitchen floor, one thing becomes painfully clear: the show isn't about the holidays at all. It's about the end of the Meghan Markle story. Drop your thoughts below, because after this, you won't believe what's coming next.